Hello, time watching this video. I just want to say that bad things happen for a reason, I think that it's God's plan. Actually, I don't think. I know it's God's plan, okay? And these things happen for a reason because you needed it. For me, this bad thing happened 2 months ago when my girlfriend broke up with me. She cheated on me, but that happened over a week. That happened I found out maybe 2 weeks after, But it's still hard for me because it's been about 2 months, and the thing is, 2 months from now, 2 months from right now, 2 months from 2 months ago. Sorry, I was blanking out, but I think 2 months ago, I was begging, I was saying, God, why would you do this to me? Please don't let her leave. And God kept pushing her away from me. And as time went on, I kind of realized it. I needed that breakup. I really did. I needed her to leave me. I needed her to break my heart, crush into a million pieces, and never see me again. I really needed that. God saw that. I think it's more because, it just wasn't going good for me. Because I was crawling on my very last legs just to stay alive, and she was kind of the only hope that was kind of bringing me up, and God saw that in a way where, not in a way where if she left me, I would have been miserable, but in a way where I needed to see that I was crawling on my legs. I needed to see that I was miserable, And so God removed my crutches and kind of let me heal, And I feel as if, I would have never saw that. I would have never saw my broken legs if it wasn't for what happened, for the bad things that happened, We broke up because originally it was because she needed somebody. No, because she was very stressed. She had low anxiety. She was going through a lot, and I was being the best boyfriend of communicating, and I wasn't being very good. And I saw that, but I wasn't willing to change, and that was my part, okay? And I'm willing to accept that it's my fault because it is. And now I'm able to grow. I think right now, as I'm looking back at it, it's probably been my worst moment because I almost took my life. I had to go to the hospital. Now, the story, I'm not just making it all about me, but I'm telling you right now. God saw things that I would have never saw with my very own eyes. Because we're blind in our own ways. We're blind in a way where we can't see things that are hurting us. And when we do, we leave it there. We leave it as it is because we're too scared to step out of that zone where because we're comfortable and we don't want to lose what we have. And I feel as if God is the only thing that's pushing us because, I had 2 girlfriends. This is my second breakup. But I feel as if my first girlfriend, I was able to become so much more, it was like, it's like a roller coaster, So what happened for me, I was up, and I went even farther up, even to the sky limit, when I met the first girlfriend, And I felt as if that was my peak. I felt as if I couldn't get enough. So I keep going higher and higher. But God saw something. God saw me horribly. He saw me in a way where I wasn't, He saw me because I was very happy, but He saw that I was very, undisciplined, unmotivated. I had huge goals, but I didn't have anything besides her. So do what God did? pushed me all the way back down, removed her from my life. It was horrible. I admit it was horrible because it was my first breakup. We dated for almost a year. And it was just horrible, you know? So, I even though it was hard, I slowly put myself back up. I put myself back in the roller coaster. I learned how to become a better boyfriend, a better person. And I realized I didn't need her anymore, you know? So I kind of moved on. Next, I was going on, I'm being somebody much more better. I was able to become more disciplined, follow my goals, follow myself, who I really was, you know? Kind of find my true self. And that's what I thought. That's what God, you know? And I was able to, I met God during that time, and been close to my family. And now I met this one girl. Gosh, it was very nice meeting this one girl. She was truly my everything. But now God saw me going up in the roller coaster, but He saw me, crouching back down, sliding out of my seat slowly. He saw me moving all those seatbelts around, being very dangerously unsafe. So you know what God did? He removed it from my life completely. Where I was on the tippity top of my happiness, I was so happy, But He saw me that I was unstable. He saw me very undisciplined now, lost everything. So God put a ramp that I saw coming. So I put my seatbelts back on. As I went back down, I lost everything, as if I thought. And God, I'm glad God did that. Because I put my seatbelts back on, I'm able to, just become back to who I am, And it's been 2 months, I haven't healed. I'm healing very slowly, but at least I'm doing it correctly. I'm doing it correctly, and much happier. I'm much more happier. I think so. But I think it's your time to look at yourself. I want you to put that seatbelt back on, strap it on, and make sure that it's strapped on first to your life. I need to put your life back in check, okay? Because these bad things, you need these, man. Because if you stay up the whole time, what's the point? If bad things don't happen, what's the point of living? There is no point, because you're just up in a certain point where you're just living life over and over again where nothing happens, You don't want that. I mean, I'm sure everyone wants that, but it's not gonna happen, Because you're gonna be a kid. You're gonna be a kid for the rest of your life, and that's what I want to. I want to be a kid for the rest of my life, but I know I can't. So I need to put my seatbelt back on and just focus. I'm gonna make another video in a bit. Cause I need to get my history, But I'm gonna talk to y'all later. And y'all need to lock in, okay? Watch my next video if you want. If you just want to just keep listening to me, yeah. But I need to get some fresh air. Okay. Thank you. Peace. Have a good day. And don't look down. Just keep going. Peace.